people go through this silently. So I actually want to bring attention to it online and tell everyone my experience, because no one be's open and honest post-show. Everyone hides it. So I did back-to-back shows. My hormones were completely out of whack. My hunger levels, I did not know when to stop eating. I was just really depressed. I looked at myself in the mirror after stepping on the scales and I was just crying for hours. I was like, how did I let myself get to this point? I was 18 kilos up from stage weight. I'm on social media, people looking at me, people can see that I'm not stage lean anymore, and it was playing with my head a lot.
Welcome back to the Comp Closet podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Sarah Moore, and today we're chatting to the incredible FMG bikini competitor, Mercedes Phillips.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be on this podcast.
I'm so excited to have you on. I suppose let's start with your prep, because you're currently prepping for your 4th bikini comp, right? How's that going?
I've had a lot of hurdles. It's a lot of bumps in the roads. But other than that, it's actually been quite like fun. I love comp prep. I thrive in comp prep. Like, it's just where I belong and I love, and it just makes me so much more like productive, I guess, in a way, because I'm on such a strict like schedule. So it makes me get a lot more done in a day, which is good.
Yes, I totally get that. What are some of the hurdles that you mentioned?
So I think it was 3 days into week 1 of comp prep, I had to get a cyst removed off my bikini line. So I couldn't train for. I wasn't meant to train for a week, but I was like, I can't do that. So it was like 3 days off training, 2 days no steps or anything, like doing absolutely nothing, which was so annoying and frustrating. And it's still healing because I didn't take that much time off training, so it's still a little bit sore, but I'm so glad I got it done at the start of comp prep rather than just keep pushing it off to the back end of comp prep.
Yeah, that's so true. It can definitely be frustrating when you have things, especially like, when you're just starting prep and you're trying to get into that routine and go 100% into it. But like you said, it's lucky it did happen earlier.
And it's healing, and I'm just so grateful.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So to give the listeners a bit of context, let's go back to the start of your journey. Like, what initially sparked your passion for competing?
My dad was a bodybuilder, and his photos were hung up in the house. So I've always sort of looked at it and I'm like, fuck, I would love to do bodybuilding someday. This is probably when I was like 12. I was always such a sporty kid. I did gymnastics, I did swimming, and I also did cheerleading for 5 years, competitive cheerleading. So um, I knew I always wanted to do bodybuilding because, as everyone does, looks up to Lauren Simpson, Rachel Dillon, and Hattie. So I knew that from a young age. Like, I've always wanted to step up on stage for FMG, which is used to be WBFF, but yeah. So I kind of just got the idea from my dad, and then on Instagram started following all of them. Did cheerleading, so I stopped cheerleading when I was 18, and I love cheerleading so much. Like, it was just being on stage, having all eyes on you. I don't know why, but I absolutely love it, being up on stage, especially with a team. Like, it was so much more less daunting going up on the team. But when I finished cheerleading, I was like, I need something else to work towards. And I actually saw Taylor Hicks go up on stage, and I was like, holy fuck, like, I want to be her. She's my biggest inspiration. And then the year that she got her pro card was the year I started following her. And then the year after that, she gave me the inspiration and the push to actually get up on stage.
Amazing. That is so cool that your dad was into bodybuilding as well, like that you had that inspiration and kind of that influence that you saw growing up. Did he do it while you were a kid, or was that before you were born?
Nah, he did it before I was born, and it was just one show, but he would never stop talking about that one show.
That's so cool. And can you walk us through a bit of your competing experience, like what shows you've done and what results you got so far?
Yes, so my first show was in 2022. That was April in Gold Coast, and I placed 5th for my first ever show, which is absolutely insane. No experience in anything, but I did have a cheerleading background, so it kind of gave me that what do I say, experience of being on stage and all eyes on you. So I still had like that performance from comp, so it was still such an amazing experience to be on stage. And as soon as I stepped on stage for comp that time, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Even though that comp prep, I was like, I'm never doing another comp. I hate it. Like, it's so hard. But just stepping up on stage, I was like, holy shit, like, this is actually amazing. And I love it. And I actually love comp prep now, which is
Amazing.
amazing.
That's so good that you actually love that whole journey now. Like, do you
I
think
know.
something's changed in your preps to make you love it, or you just appreciate the process more?
I think the first comp I did it for the wrong reasons. I think like I've never been in a calorie deficit. I was always blaming other people for me being in the calorie deficit and them eating around me. I was always so angry. I was like, don't do that. Like that's such like a tease. But I think after that show, I was like, well, I actually want to do this for the right reasons, like to prove to myself that I can beat my last package. And like I'm people like, oh, do you get sad or angry that people were eating around you? I'm like, well, I've chose to do this. This is my thing. Like I don't care. Like you can eat whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. We can, like it's just I was doing it for the wrong reasons for the first show. I'm pretty sure. I was just young
Yeah.
and just wanted to get up on there, and that was like always my goal.
Yeah, 100%. So you placed fifth in your first show, which is absolutely incredible. Where did you go to from there?
So I actually the coach that put me up onto that stage left me. He didn't want to do comp prep coaching anymore. So I was actually his first client to put on stage as well in my first show. So it was scary. So he left me, and then I reached out to my coach now, which is Jason, because the show that I did, I was in the same category as Letitia, and she won her pro card in that show, and I was like, wow, she is such a big inspiration. Like, holy, she looks insane. So I was like, whoever her coach is, I want to get. So I actually signed up to Jason. And then I did my second show, which was April last year in Gold Coast, and I placed second, which was the best feeling in the whole entire world because my package from my first show to my second show is just two complete different people, and I'm just forever proud of that package.
Yeah, you looked insane. That was your silver bikini, right?
Yes, I love my
Yeah.
silver bikini.
The whole package, the whole package. We'll have to put your socials in the link below so that anyone who doesn't follow you will have to check out those photos
Yes,
because you
definitely.
looked absolutely insane. So you placed second, and then what happened after that?
So I finished that show. I actually went on holiday for a week or two. Um, but the night after the comp, or the day after the comp, had a lot of people come up to me and was like, you should do July, like you would kill July. Mind you, I've never thought about doing back-to-back shows because I've always heard bad things about it. And I think I just was like, yes, let's do it. Like, I want to get my pro card. Like, I don't care. Like, let's just do it. Didn't really think about, like, oh, I've got a holiday booked and I can't pull out of it. And everything else that goes on about it. I think I was just on such a high from placing second, and I'm like, yeah, let's just do it. So I did the July show last year, which I placed third. So it was a placing below my April show, which is like expected because I actually didn't really put as much effort and like prioritize it as much as I did for my April show. So it did show in my package, and I think I just was not ready for it. And I'm the type of person who it says something, I will do it, and I will never back down because I think it's just a toxic trait of mine. Also positive, but definitely in some times it is a bit toxic. So a red flag. So I obviously placed third. I was over the moon with my placing because I did still place in the top three, and the girls that placed above me absolutely deserved it. Like they looked incredible, and I'm forever grateful to have that experience by doing back to back shows. But I will never, ever, ever do back to back shows unless I know I'm mentally prepared for it. But in saying that, I don't regret it because I know that I'm not going to do back-to-back shows because of that experience. So
Yeah, for sure. Back-to-back shows can definitely be pretty difficult. Can you walk us through in a bit more detail, like what your experience was like doing back-to-back shows or back-to-back preps and kind of what your struggles were?
yeah, so I think because I did go on holiday, I didn't reverse diet straight after that show, so I did put a bit weight on. So I had 8 kilos to lose again. As soon as I got back from my holiday, I had 10 weeks to lose 8 kilos, which I did, but it was definitely a struggle because my body wasn't responding as well as it was in my first show because I was under a lot of what's the word? Pressure, not pressure.
Yes.
I don't know. And it just was not responding. And I think I was just so like food focused. I just wanted to eat food. I was on low calories for more than 8 weeks straight. So I was just struggling with energy and just motivation. I know never rely on motivation, but it just was getting so hard because I was in comp prep for 34 weeks and it was just a lot on my body. I was just tired and angry all the time. And it also affected like relationships too. So I just was like really being selfish in that time and not really speaking. Like I had no energy to speak whatsoever. So I was just pretty much on my phone scrolling through TikTok all the time and I felt so bad for my boyfriend, but like I literally could not form a sentence because I was just so tired.
Yeah, that's really difficult. And I think too, like mentally, you obviously weren't expecting to do a prep after your first show. So you
Yeah.
were probably, in a holiday mentality as well. So it
Mhm.
definitely must have been hard to get back into prep and go back on low calories again.
It was a struggle. It was struggle
Yeah.
street for sure.
So moving on to post show, after that show in Sydney, how did the reverse diet go?
It was terrible because I had another holiday booked. So I went to Bali again for 3 weeks this time, and because I did back-to-back shows, I feel like my hormones were completely out of whack, like so badly. My hunger levels, I did not know when to stop eating, so I blew out pretty badly. Wait, my dog's eating something. Axel, no.
I get that. Mine does that too.
Oh, he's a little rebel. He really does naughty stuff when I don't pay attention to him.
Like he's
Um,
cute.
no, Axel, get out. Well, it'll be fine. Um, yeah, so I blew out pretty badly on holiday because I had no structure. Wasn't going to the gym as much as I should. I was eating so much food, and I just did not know when to stop too. So, the day I got back from Bali to Gold Coast was probably one of like the scariest like times, or just I was just really depressed. I looked at myself in the mirror after stepping on the scales and I was just crying for hours. I was like, how did I let myself get to this point? I was 18 kilos up from stage weight, which is a lot. And it was also really hard because I'm on social media, people are looking at me, people can see that I'm not stage lean anymore, and it was like playing with my head a lot. I was scared to post photos. I was scared to just like eat in general now. Like I felt so lost. I wasn't me. Like I just did not know what to do with myself. And it was actually just like a really scary time. I never want to feel that feeling ever again.
Yeah, that's really difficult. And I think a lot of competitors actually go through that, but they go through it in the darkness and they don't share anything about it. Like you said, you were, scared to show up and post. And I have seen you open up about it on social media, which I think is really incredible because more people need to hear those stories,
Yeah.
because, the reverse diet is hard and sometimes you do blow out. So, what did you do to kind of get out of that loop, I guess, when you got back to the Gold Coast?
I cried and then I was like, I can't fucking cry because that's gonna do nothing. I didn't even want to go to the gym because I was so scared to like show my face. But I was like, no, because people go through this silently. and they probably feel a lot worse than what I did. So I actually want to bring attention to it online and tell everyone my experience, because no one really like be's open and honest post show. I feel like everyone hides it. So I was like, I'm gonna actually show everyone that, you know, it's hard and it's normal to actually blow up post show. And I put myself through a build because my hunger levels were still like, I was just so hungry still. So no point trying to put me in a cut because I was not sticking to it. So went in a build phase probably for like 6 months, and I was so uncomfortable. Never been this heavy in my whole entire life, and I was just like, oh, whatever, like it is what it is. Just gonna focus on the strength in the gym. If I want to cover up in the gym, I can just put trackies and jumper on. Like it's not gonna be forever, and I'll be able to pull myself out of it. I Once I finished my build, then I went into a mini cut, but it wasn't as harsh as like a comp prep. I still had lenience where I would go out for dinners, and I wouldn't restrict myself as much as I would in a comp prep because I didn't want to have that mentality around it and be scared to eat off track. So I still had fun, but I did lose most of that and went back to, I think it was 4 kilos up from my maintenance usually. So I was pretty happy. My body was changing, and then I started to get a lot more muscle definition, which was insane because I've never had that much muscle definition in a build before. So I was like, oh, I'm actually really loving my body at the moment. And I was in a happy spot post mini cut, and then I, after that, pushed into another build. So that was fun.
Amazing. And what are your tips for someone who's about to enter their first reverse diet?
Tips: don't go in with a strong mentality. Like I already lost because in my comp prep I was like, I'm gonna blow out, I'm gonna struggle post comp so badly. Do not say that to yourself, because once it's out there you're gonna start believing it, and it's out there. So you want to go with a strong mentality. You're gonna nail comp prep. Comp preps are usually 20 plus 21, 22 weeks. Change that to a 30-week comp prep. That one day or 2, 3 days in the middle, you've got to eat whatever you want post show, but then pull yourself back together after that, and then it's another 9-week comp prep. Because I think a lot of people just say it's 20 weeks and then after show you're done. No, because then that's when you're going to blow out, which I did both shows. So I'm changing my mentality that it's actually a 30-week comp prep rather than a 20-week.
Yeah, for sure. That's a really good way to look at it. And how are you feeling like mentally going into this prep? Is it any different to previous preps?
I'm definitely ready for it. Like, I got to the end of my bulk and I was like, I can't eat any more food. I'm excited to actually shred down and see what I've done in my build. So I think I'm just more ready for it because this is my fourth comp prep now. I know what I should be feeling. I know how to feel. I know how to deal with hunger. I know how to deal with tiredness, and I know how to structure my day correctly to get everything I need to get done early in the morning. So yeah, I'm just ready for it.
Yes, and speaking of hunger, that is such a massive thing that people struggle with on prep and in a dieting phase in general. What are your tips for managing hunger?
um, Try and time your meals to where you're the most hungriest in the day. I find that helps me a lot. And also another one that I've felt that's helped me a lot more is when you're eating, take note of what you're actually eating rather than like going on your phone or watching TV when you eat, because you don't take note of what you're putting into your mouth. So I eat in silence now and I'd take bites and then I'd chew it for a little bit longer than usual rather than just scoffing it down, because I feel like that makes me a little bit more or less hungry than scoffing your meals down and not really taking note of what's in your mouth. So that's another one. Or sugar-free soft drinks, or sugar-free cordial helps with hunger. But that's what helps me.
Yeah, I think that eating mindfully and actually, putting down distractions while you eat is so important. I've been trying to do that lately as well because the last few weeks, like I've been so busy. I've been working while I eat, or I've been on my phone while I eat, but it's only like 5 minutes, each time you have a meal that you actually just need to sit down, focus on eating, and you do, like, you're right, you feel so much fuller after you finish eating it if you've mindfully sat there without distractions. So I think
Yeah.
that is such an underrated tip for hunger.
100%. And I wish I'd learned that sooner, because every other com prep I'm like watching YouTube or doing something distracting my mind where I should be focusing on what I'm eating.
Yeah, 100%. And if I could add a few more tips for hunger as well, obviously eating volume foods. So,
Yeah.
like low carb potatoes are so good.
Yes.
Spud Light, like
Spotlight.
obsessed with those on prep. Sugar free jelly, like you can have a whole bowl of that for 7 calories. It's so good. And just obviously lots of veggies and whole foods, which most people incorporate anyways on prep. And also sleep. Like that
Yes.
is so important for hunger. If you don't sleep well, like you're going to be so hungry the next day.
Yes. 100% agree.
So you're obviously pretty busy on prep with your business. Can you tell us a bit about Blondie's Fitness?
So Blondie's Fitness, I am an all women's online coach, and I train women. I currently do lifestyle and comp prep coaching, which is so exciting. I have 3 girls that are going to be doing a season A comp next year, which I am over the moon. I'm so excited to be on the journey with them. But I started Blondie's Fitness because I was a lost soul with training and mainly nutrition. I always underate. I was always fearing food. If people were eating around me and I'm like, oh my God, that's got so many calories in it, like I can't eat that, can't have a bite. So I was always under eating. And for my goal to get up on stage, I obviously have to eat food to put on muscle. So that was the main reason why I wanted to coach, because I learnt and I educated myself around how important nutrition is, and food is fuel. So I wanted to educate other women on how important nutrition really is, because it is such sort of like a normal thing to fear food for women and undereat for what they want to achieve. So I wanted to change that.
Incredible. You can tell you're really passionate about that. And I'm so excited for you that you have comp prep clients now. You'll be the best stage mum next
I
year.
know,
So
I'm going to
that's very
bawl my
exciting.
eyes out.
I love that. So, how do you manage your time when prep gets intense and you're running your business as well?
In prep, I feel like I can put aside more time to my business, because I'm not stressing about like going to events or socializing or eating out or hanging out with friends, because I am a bit more selfish in comp prep to focus more time on me, that I have more time to also work on my business. So how I structure my day is, as soon as I get up, which is when I have the most energy, I go to the gym, I train, I get my cardio in, I pose, and as soon as all of that's done and my steps, then I can prioritize the rest of the day for my work. So I can just sit on the couch if I am really tired and just sit on my laptop and just work until I'm ready to go to bed. So that's how I prioritize everything in my comp prep.
Yes, I think that's so important as well on prep, is doing things that require a lot of energy when you actually have the energy. So, like, if you know you have more energy in the morning, then, like you said, get your training done
Yeah.
early.
Yes,
How do
it
you fit
helps
in
a lot.
things like posing? Like, do you actually enjoy posing? I know that's a hard part of prep for some
No,
people.
I love posing. So when I first started like competing and posing was not my strong point. I struggled with posing a lot, but as soon as I started getting like the motions and the movements and the confidence, it actually became like my second nature. Like just became like so much more fun, and I enjoy it. I love posing. Like it just brings out my alter ego. As soon as I step on stage, I am not Mercedes. I don't know who I am, but I just put on a different like personality, and it's actually like who I like am. I don't know. It's so hard to explain, but I just feel like I bring so much more energy when I am posing, and it makes me happy.
Amazing. And do you feel like when you're practicing, like you can kind of bring that energy to your practice? Because sometimes it's quite hard. Like, obviously, you're not on stage, there's no one watching you. It's just kind of like your phone there recording, or
Yeah.
maybe a mirror. And it's quite hard to actually have that energy in practice.
No, I definitely do bring that energy when I practice, because You want to bring the same energy you practice to on stage. You want to be smiling. You want to have like all those facials like that you give the judges. So I just put on like a really bomb playlist and just pretend that I'm actually on stage and that I have a crowd watching me. I feel like that also helps with nerves before getting up on stage too, because you're actually practicing pretending that people are watching you.
Yeah, amazing. And what would be your top posing tip?
Just practice daily.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to be competing next year, the year after, get a posing practice session with a posing coach in ASAP so you can come in prepared, because it actually takes a lot longer to nail posing. Probably posing is the hardest part of prep.
I would agree with that. It takes so long to get it nailed. Like you said, it's
Yeah,
really difficult.
and it hurts your back.
Oh yeah, yeah. You need to include lots of like mobility and stretching to try and kink that out
Yeah,
after posing.
yeah, it's like a workout in itself.
Yeah. So moving on to like beauty and hair tips, because I feel like your hair is so iconic. Are there any hair care tips that you can share? Like, what's your secret?
I wish I had a secret to give, but it's just genetics. Like, I'm so lucky my mum has beautiful, luscious hair and she's given it down to me. One thing I do though is that I use not a lot of heat on my hair. So I wash my hair once a week, I blow dry it, and then I straighten it, and that's the only time I use heat. Um, I also didn't dye my hair when I was younger, so that's probably another reason why my hair is super healthy. And I only dye my hair once a year, which is usually comp time. So I only dye my hair for comp, or if I'm not competing, it's usually for my birthday. So if you are a blonde, don't dye it every 6 weeks, because that's just going to fry it, unfortunately. Um, and also, when my hair is wet, because I have naturally straight hair, I don't brush it when it's wet. You have to dry it because it snaps your hair. If you have curly hair, you can brush it when it's curly, but just those are my tips.
Yeah, good to know. I did not know that about wet hair. I've definitely
Oh,
been
oh
brushing and
no.
breaking my hair when it's wet, so I'll stop doing that.
Yes, I usually like, it sounds so weird, but I lay the towel on the ground, and when my hair's wet, I just whip it on the towel, like back and forth to get the
Oh
knots
yeah.
out. It actually helps. So, and it dries straight if you want to
Oh
do it like that. So, even though it may break your neck, but beauty is pain.
yeah, worth it. We'll give that a go.
Yeah.
What other beauty prep do you do before a show?
So usuals, nails, hair, um, lashes. But one thing I do that makes my tan look amazing is usually on the Wednesday, I use a base coat tan from Fusion. Can't remember what it's called, but it's just a self tanner, and then I use that on the Wednesday, and I'm usually, that makes me so tanned. Um, and then just wash it off, and then usually I get my first proper base coat on the Friday before comp, and then wash that off. Saturday, you get the top coat done. Don't wash that off. But that's usually how I prep my tan, and it always looks insane.
Yeah, the base builder tan from Fusion Tan is incredible, and I definitely recommend it. I'm like super pale, and it makes my tan look amazing. So
Yeah,
I would recommend that for anyone, and it also like conditions your skin for the tan
yeah.
too.
It's so
So
good.
yeah, it's a really good tip. So you put some really amazing content out there. I feel like I see you on all the platforms. How do you stay so consistent with that?
I would not be able to do it without my coach. So my business coach, Liv Hodge, she programs all my content, and tells me what I need to post, for my main page and also my business page. And then I just use all of that content to post on my TikTok, and then just random other content on TikTok. But I also vlog on YouTube. I don't need to, but I love showing people my journey to the stage, or just like my life. I feel like it helps people to relate to me, or just to, I don't know, just to give them something to watch on like cardio. A lot of girls in comp prep, they watch my YouTube's videos on the stairs. So I take advantage of that and post when comp girls are prepping. So I just love content. I love creating. I would just forever do it, I feel like.
Yes, amazing. So if you're doing cardio while you're listening to this, you've got something to watch next. You can go and check out Mercedes YouTube. I love your vlogs as well. They're
Thank you.
so good. So I've seen you representing a few big brands as well. How did you secure these brand deals or sponsorships?
EHP, I've been working with EHP for years now. Probably like, I don't know, I was freshly 18, so, or 17. So I think they either came across me. I can't remember how that came across, but Velocity is another one I working with, and I absolutely love the activewear brand, and I'm so grateful to have that opportunity to work with them. And they reached out to me at the start of the year, so I got signed with them at the start of the year, and I'm so grateful because that was honestly the main activewear brand that I wore. So now I have a full wardrobe of it, and it makes me so happy.
That's amazing. Congrats for that one.
Thank you.
What's your number one piece of advice for someone looking to compete?
Save. Save money. It is quite expensive. You can go cheaper with bikinis, go in the comp closet for secondhand bikinis. But yes, it is expensive if you want to do the expensive route. Like you can do photo shoots. You don't have to, but it's a good piece of photos to have either for your business or just content, or like you're shredded once time, like might as well take advantage of it. But like you've got supplements, coaching, posing coach, like shoes, gowns, so it is quite expensive. So I definitely say save money prior to getting into a comp prep. Also, coach, get a coach at least like a year prior to getting into a comp prep, so they know that your body. Making sure it's a coach that specializes in FMG if you want to do FMG and that category. For example, I do bikini, so choose a coach that has like history in either competing themselves or they have girls and that has put on stage and they've done well too. So those
Yeah,
types of
definitely. Those are two really important tips. And I think they kind of go hand in hand as well. Like, definitely plan your costs out and know how much you need to save early. Like, if you're thinking of competing in a year or two, like, start saving and calculating your costs now. We have a free comp prep cost planner as well, which I can put the link in the description of this. And you can calculate like the cost of everything on prep. And don't cut money on things like coaching. Like, you need your coach before you start prep for a pre-prep phase. You need them obviously throughout your prep, and you also need them for your reverse diet. Like, I'm sick of seeing people
yes.
dropping their coaches post-show because they say they can't afford it. Like, try and cut costs in other areas, which you can use our cost planner to figure that out, and just make sure you have enough money to keep your coach through all of those phases. I would say that's absolutely the most important thing. And then things like photo shoots as well, like, highly recommend those, but there's obviously different photographers with varying different costs. So yeah, just
Yeah,
shop around for
definitely
those, I think.
keep your coach post show. I know that maybe you think you have all the education, but it is such a lonely phase that having a coach and having like a second opinion on everything is so important. Please do not leave your coach at all.
Yeah, exactly. So looking back on your journey, is there anything that you wish you did differently or that you could change?
I never regret anything. Everything teaches me a lesson. So I feel like the journey that I have been on, I'm so grateful of, and I will never change my history or my past whatsoever. So I'm happy with everything.
Amazing. I love that. And for those who want to follow your journey to the Gold Coast show and also learn more about your coaching, where can they find you?
My main Instagram page, Mercedes_Blondie, or you can also head over to my fitness page, which has education on Instagram, which is _Blondie's Fitness, or my YouTube channel, Mercedes Phillips.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I cannot wait to see the package that you bring to the Gold Coast show.
Thank you so much for having me. I loved this.
No worries. This was fun. And thank you so much to our listeners as well. If you could take a minute to follow, rate, and share this podcast, tag us in your Instagram stories. We love to see it. And I'd be so grateful because it really does help the show more than you know, and we can keep getting more incredible guests on like Mercedes.